Do you want dope ass hair but need a couple of tips to help you get started? I can help you out with that. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to The Well-Rounded Dude. My name is Chris. If you're new here, welcome. On this channel, we cover a whole bunch of topics trying to elevate you to that well-rounded status. Today, our topic is going to be dope-ass hair, and I got a few tips that I think can help you out if you're struggling. I know I struggled a lot for my teenage years up until a couple of years ago trying to find or try to achieve a hairstyle that I liked and that I felt confident wearing. So let's hop into it. First tip for you guys is figure out what you want. What kind of hairstyle you want, how you want it to look. Get a picture of it. If it's a celebrity, take a picture of the celebrity to your hairdresser, show them what you want, because there's nothing worse than miscommunication. It's not the hairdresser's fault if you don't communicate properly what you're looking for. If you're just like, oh, a little short, yeah, a little off the top, and yeah, you know, that's not giving them much to work with. You have to give them as much information as possible so they can achieve something for you. They're trying to help you. Help them help you, and you will have great hair. Figure out what kind of hair you have. If you have coarse, thick, curly hair, then a style that is straight and long is not going to work for you. It's not going to be the best. And your hairdresser, your stylist, or your barber will communicate that with you. A stylist will be able to communicate that with you a little bit better than a barber. But this goes back to step one, where you got to communicate with them, but you also have to be honest with yourself in trying to figure out what kind of hairstyle you want that fits your hair. Next step is do your research, okay? Along with finding out what kind of hairstyle you want, you need to figure out if you can change your hair to that kind of hairstyle that you're looking for. An example: if you have curly hair and the style that you want is like a straight haired style, there are treatments that you can go from curly to straight, or straight to curly if that's what you're looking for, and everything in between. Case in point, my hair is extremely curly naturally, like really, really curly. And for the longest time, I always had the hardest time styling it. I never was quite happy with it until I came across a procedure to get my hair straightened that lasts more than just a washing. So do your research. Google things. Look it up on YouTube. YouTube is a great service, hence why we're here. But there are a ton of options out there that you can get your perms if you want curly hair. If you have straight hair and you really, really want curly hair without having to use a curling iron every day, there's techniques for that, or procedures. The sky's the limit. Just do your research. Figure out what works for you. Pre-stylers, you need them. They are an awesome, awesome addition to your hairstyling routine. I love Original by Blue Mind. This is my go-to pre-styler. I also use the Forte series argan oil. Both, as you can see, I'm almost out of it, but these are both very important tools in my arsenal to get my hair like this. And you will need to figure out what works for you. There's a whole bunch of different kinds of pre-stylers that may work for the style of hair you want or the type of hair you have. Again, you got to do your research, but definitely use a pre-styler. It'll make your hair last longer. So if you want hold, like my hair is up, so I really need good hold, a pre-styler is definitely going to help you with that. So do your research, figure out what you need. Definitely use a pre-styler because you won't go wrong. So one of the number one excuses I hear from guys saying that they don't want to take care of their hair or whatever, it just boils down to laziness. Like, oh, I can't have good hair, you know, I just don't have the energy, it's just not me. It's just, I'm lazy, I don't want to do it, I can't be bothered. It does not take that long to achieve good hair, okay? The longest part, honestly, in my opinion, is finding the steps in the process that works for you. Because once you get it, you can have it down. This takes me about 10 minutes to do, not long at all. But also, too, I don't have to do my hair every day. And you might be thinking, well, Chris, how do you get away with that? Well, every so often, every few days, I don't have to wash my hair every day. You really shouldn't be shampooing every day. That's a bonus tip here. Do not shampoo your hair every day. But in those off days, what do? Dry shampoo. Dry shampoo is your friend. It's not just for ladies, guys. It hasn't really caught on with too many guys so far, but dry shampoo is great because you spray a little bit in your hair, you'll get the oil out, it absorbs it, and you can brush it out, and it adds a little bit of volume and texture to your hair, so when you add a little bit more product, because you won't need to use as much product as you did like fresh out of the shower after you use dry shampoo, so you would just need like maybe half, depending on you and your hair. Again, you're gonna have to find that out for yourself, but once you figure it out and you use dry shampoo, you'll be using half the product on the second day, if you even need to use product on the second day, and you're good to go. Next tip I got for you guys, you've probably seen this coming if you watched my videos before. Quality heating tools. As you guys know, I've told you a bunch before, heating tools is the one thing that you don't want to skimp on in your hair care, hairstyling process. If you are looking for a hairstyle like mine, you really want a good quality hair dryer. You can't get away with a cheap one from like Walmart or your drugstores or your grocery stores. I didn't even know grocery stores sold blow dryers until recently. But be prepared to invest a little bit in it, and you're gonna want to. I mean, a hair dryer from, you know, your drugstores or whatever, they really don't have that many settings. It's just, you know, heat your hair up, burn it. They don't necessarily do that, but it's not something that you want to keep using. There's no heating control, and if you can damage your hair, that's not good. You know, when you invest a little bit more, like in this one cost me about $135, $150, I think. And I think I got it on sale, so I don't remember exactly. You know, with an ionic function, it's going to send those negative ions into your hair so you have less frizz, and it will control the temperature. I mean, some are better than others, don't get me wrong, where you're not going to be damaging your hair as you're going to be using it, because heat does, if you use a lot of heat and a high heat, it will damage your hair. But I mean, with a better hair dryer, that won't happen. So definitely invest in high quality hair tools, especially if heat is involved. You don't want to skimp out on that. To piggyback off that last tip, you don't want to go cheap on your styling tools either. Pete and Pedro has a wide variety of hair brushes and combs, like this new one that they had sent me before. That just high quality stuff, guys, at an affordable cost. And they have a whole bunch of new ones, like a paddle brush and a vented brush. You can, again, with your research, you can figure out like why you would need different kinds of brushes, but they're all available at Pete and Pedro. You can use our discount code WellRounded10 to save yourself 10% off any of the stuff that you find on their website, and you really can't go wrong with their stuff, guys. Next up, the next thing that I hear from guys is, I don't want to invest in spending all this money on hair care stuff. I'm just going to go get the cheap kind. Do not do that. Trust me, you do not want to do that. I used to use hair gel. It dried out my hair. So my tip, you want to invest in salon quality products. This is the one I use, the Forte series texture clay. I did a video on it before. You guys can see that here. And the stuff is great. It really works for my hair. Now, you're going to have to experiment a little bit and find what works for your hair. This may not work for your hair specifically. I think it would. It is pretty fantastic. But that's why there's so many different kinds of products out on the market. Everybody has different kinds of hair, different textures and styles, and or what style you're going for, and you know, thick hair, fine hair, whatever. You got to do your research in order to figure out what's going to work for you. So I highly recommend, once you do, find something. It's worth spending the extra money. I mean, you can spend 25 cents on a big tub of hair gel, but your hair is going to dry out. Seriously, it will dry out. It'll be frizzy. There's too much alcohol in it. Hair gel's no good for you guys. But yeah, you saved a little bit of money, but your hair looks like shit. Whereas spending 20 bucks or maybe a little bit more on a product that's going to last you a long time. Like, no kidding. The new jar that I started of this in February, I want to say, I'm still using. I've gotten like maybe halfway through. So I've still got a long way to go. As I'm filming this is August. So I've still got a few months, many more months that I can use out of that jar I'm using now. So is 20 bucks worth it? I think so. Take your vitamins if you want good hair. I can't stress this enough. This is my next tip for you. Take some kind of hair, skin, and nail vitamins. There's a bunch of them on the market. Pete and Pedro has their own. These are fantastic. I've been using them for a while, for a few months now, and I can definitely see that my hair is growing faster and my nails are growing faster. They look better. My skin looks better. It also helps when you drink water and use Tiege Hanley, but that's a tip for another day. But you guys definitely need to be taking a vitamin if you're looking for hair health. Your hair will be shinier. It'll be much better for you, and it's pretty inexpensive. I do believe that this is it's a month supply. It's 22 bucks. But again, you can save 10% with our discount code WellRounded10, and you guys can't go wrong with it. So definitely, even if it's not Pete and Pedro, take some kind of hair vitamin. Your hair will thank you. Also, to drink plenty of water. That helps too. This next tip is a pet peeve of mine, okay? So bear with me. I'm going to try not to get angry, but hairspray. It is a post-styler. It is not your styler. You're not supposed to be using this as your hairstyling product. I mean, I can't be the only one who's seen the videos where the guys just use like half of a can of hairspray on their hair and then like comb it in, and then it gets all hard and crunchy and shiny, and you know that girls can see their faces in it. That's not good. That's not what hairspray is meant for. Hairspray, especially like this one. This one is from Pete and Pedro. It's they call it Freeze. I've been using it for a while. After you get done styling your hair with your clay or putty or pomade or whatever you're using, it's just meant to be a light mist that goes pss, 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 over your hair. Spray a little bit above, let it cascade down, and you will have soft, flexible hold. It'll reinforce your style. You're not supposed to just, spray a gallon of this or half the container and just let it get hard. If spraying hairspray on your hair and it's getting hard, you're using too much or you have the wrong kind. There are much better options out there, like I said, like this Pete and Pedro one. One of the tips or tricks that I do, I don't let it cascade over my hair. I spray it in my hand, rub it. You gotta do this really quickly, but spray it, emulsify really quick, and then rub it through my hair to make sure it stays up. It's just an extra added boost. So the last tip I'm gonna leave with you is the most important one, and that is patience. Rome wasn't built in a day. Finding a hairstyle that works for you, getting the hair the way you like it, it's going to take a little trial and error, especially with finding different products and such. I can tell you what I use, and it works for me, but it may not work for you. So you have to experiment, and it can be disheartening, spending money on a product that you think is going to work, and then it doesn't work for you. But just hold out hope. Don't give up, because you will find that product, that bit of magic in a jar that works perfectly, and you'll be ecstatic and happy, and you'll have the perfect hair that you want. It just takes a little bit of practice. There's trial and error and a learning curve when using any kind of hair product, from using blow drying techniques down to using your clays or your pomades or whatever. There's a whole learning curve attached to everything. So please don't lose hope. Have a little bit of patience, and you will have some dope ass hair. That's going to do it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to check out Pete and Pedro for a bunch of your hair care needs. They have a lot of different products that I couldn't even mention here. Between their putty is world famous. Their sea salt spray, which is a great pre-styler. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you guys can check out there. And don't forget, use our discount code WellRounded10 to save you 10% off of everything there. Alright guys, also please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, definitely like. Let me know in the comments what I missed. Help me fight the YouTube algorithm. Ring the bell. That's important too. And please be sure to check out thewellroundeddude.com. Dude 15 gets you 15% off of our merch page, and we got some cool stuff there. You know, there's t-shirts for men and women. There's leggings. There are coffee mugs, masks. I know the masks are kicking back up again. If you need one, I got you covered over there. You can get a well-rounded dude mask, be the coolest kid on the block. So be sure to check it out. I will see you next time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay cool, guys. I will see you later. Peace.